I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So today we're going to be having a closer look at the new Daredevil figure from Hot Toys, from the TV show Born Again Season 2. So of course, without further ado, let's jump into the pictures that Hot Toys has provided. And just before going there, you can already see, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that the wrinkle parts over here is something that scares me a lot due to the fact of the fabric could be degrading after a few years, or even less. So of course we have the pose with his repainted armor. We can see that there's interchangeable face plates again. This is nothing new that we haven't seen. The suit itself looks pretty thick over here, but again, when I'm looking at how the arm is bent over here and over here, it does look kind of maybe not so thick. So that would be really interesting to see. Maybe the blogger pictures or some other pictures of the close-up when Hot Toy puts up their prototype in their window in Hong Kong could be also something of interesting. But the suit, I mean, looks like it is in the only episode we have seen for now. And for now, we only know this suit and we only have one episode. So as you can see, the arm does bend pretty well, like I said, is pretty amazing. Now, I haven't unboxed the first Daredevil and I haven't ordered any of the other ones because I do not really care about the character. Just like to have one, and I also have the one done by Sideshow, so that would give me a good occasion to dig for them and have a look and do the reviews of those figures. But as you can see, the arm does bend pretty well, but over here the arm is not totally bent, and you can see even if the picture is blurred, you can really see that there's a huge wrinkle over there. So like I said, this is something that you need to really watch out. Same goes for over here. Here you can see that the arms are not that much bent, and you can already see that there's a wrinkle increase. And this is wherefore I'm kind of wondering how they managed to bring up the arm so high without having a problem with the fabric over here. So that's something, again, needs to be checked out. Of course, for a $280 figure, it becomes very expensive, and the thing is, the Sideshow still charges for the tariff or the participation in the tariffs. That's something that needs to be checked out. So here you have a bit of a pose of the figure itself, and of course you can see that you have the wiring of the stick, his Billy Cane over here, and the one I have, I know doesn't have this kind of string, and the fact that I didn't pick up the other ones, don't really know how this is going to work. Is this Photoshop, or is this going to be something that can be applied and you can bend it the way you want because it has some metal wire in it? So that's something who needs to be checked out at a further date. Of course, what was missing with the first Daredevil that they released is this head sculpt of Matt Murdock. Now again, Hot Toys has done a pretty good job with the head sculpt, and I guess it's going to be mostly a bit the same. Now we're having here, there's a new base, and we're going to be talking about it because Hot Toys has done something of interesting, or maybe not. We can talk about it in the comment section. So of course, like I said, head sculpt looks pretty neat. It looks like the ones with the Daredevil from She-Hulk and the other one that they released also. So again, we'll have to wait. But again, if I can buy this in loose, I'm going to pick it up as a loose item and fit it up on my Daredevil Season 1 figure from Hot Toys. So here is again him posed on the base, and you will notice that there is no stand holding the figure. So this is something that's going to be very interesting to see how it works, because be kind of curious to know if this is going to be the future of every stand that Hot Toys makes. So of course, we are going to be looking at the features now. The interchangeable lower face mask is already there. This is again roughly the same that has been given already with the first Daredevil, the second Daredevil, the third Daredevil, and all of them have it. So it is pretty neat that you can interchange them. It would be interesting to see if they're compatible between each other, because then if you can get these extra parts to put on Daredevil Season 1, that would be pretty cool, because the ones I have, I think he's a bit beaten up on it, if I have good memory. It's a little while since I saw the figure. So of course, here we have the suit, who is of course Newly painted. Well, I don't know if you can really call it newly painted. It looks like Daredevil does not have much cash. Lair does not seem to pay that well. Of course, if you're doing it for non-profit organizations, it is true that you're not going to be charging anything, but as you can see, does not have much more money to go and buy his suits in LA, and has to take a spray can to paint over the red one. So of course you have the double D over here for Daredevil that was not on the previous editions of the figure, due to the fact that it was not shown in its TV show, and you can see that some of the paint is coming off his red costume. So yeah, the figure looks kind of interesting, and again, we'll have to wait and see, because the big problem with this one over here, I don't know if this is going to be for the full season, or is it just at the beginning that he has this black suit, because we only have one episode. Now here is the new bases for Hot Toys, and they have a magnetic attached to it. So the question is the boots are the ones with the magnet, and you have a full metal plate under here, so that you can, whichever way you want to put the figure, it's always going to connect, because that's going to be really interesting to see on the long term. Are they going to come out with more of these, and also how is it in the boot? So if it's in the boot, that's pretty neat, because you don't need to worry. But if it's glued on, then you're going to have huge problems. But it would be interesting to know exactly how it works. And for me, I believe that the magnets are in the boot, and all this part here has a metal plate underneath, so that you can put him in any kind of pose and have him touching every kind of surface, so that he can move. So that's something who's going to be interesting to see further down the road, if they're going to continue with this kind of idea. But I do find it very interesting. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with me or not. So here we are, we're coming to the end of the video, and here is everything that you have with this suit. So of course you have a few hands, which is always highly appreciated. You have the mask that comes off, headscarf. Also over here you have everything with his webbing, so that's also kind of interesting how the Billy Kane's works. Again, putting them together, not putting them together. Again, this is something that was already featured. This long cord, like I said, was only featured with the second and third version. The first one didn't have it. So are you going to get it? Are you not getting it? Are you a fan of Daredevil? Do you like what Charlie Cox did with this character? Let me know in the comment section. Let's start a conversation around our favorite hobbies. And that's going to be it for my thoughts about Daredevil Born Again Hot Toy figure. If you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, you can also leave them in the comment section. If you want to go and check out my Facebook page or my Instagram page, the links are in the description. And if you decide to pre-order this figure, if it is possible that you use the link who's also in this video, that gives you or should bring you to Sideshow, and the fact that it's an affiliated link, I get some points for it. So if you want to support the channel and that it costs you 0, that's the best way to do it. So again, if you go that way, I would like to thank you very much about it. And like always, I'm going to wish you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.